strongly condemned the alleged unlawful act of its journalist Nana Yamfan, who was arrested for illegal possession of a weapon. It can be recalled that the Liberian National Police arrested Nana Yamfan, a 28-year-old journalist, for the illegal possession of a firearm on September 3, 2024. In a release issued Wednesday, the management of Radio Kwatiget distanced itself from the journalist's alleged act and said 2 weeks ago interim Nana Guafan before his recruitment expressed excessive interest in the field of journalism and they recruited him to help his dream of becoming a professional media practitioner. According to Kwatiget release, since his recruitment, Nana has never informed management about his weapon or shown any signs of having a weapon. Following his admittance to the police of that's owing the weapon, the Kwatiget Communications Network Incorporated has communicated with interim Nana Guafan, telling him that the institution can no longer accommodate him due to this journalistic unprofessional behavior. Though the Radio Kwatiget management has distanced itself from the illegal possession of weapon by one of its interns, they however called on Liberia National Police to conduct a thorough investigation into the matter. The system of rice intensification in West Africa, in collaboration with the Community of Agriculture Project, has launched a 2-day farmer engagement training in Bombing County. This initiative, which is part of the national government rice agenda, aims to enhance rice production in Liberia through climate-smart agriculture. The initiative brought together over 15 smallholder rice farmers from across Bombing County and was held under the theme Fighting Hunger for Sustainable Peace. The event focuses on equipping farmers with advanced techniques to improve climate resilience in rice production. Samuel Bakule, the assistant program coordinator of RECOWAS, provided an overview of the organization's activities in Liberia. He explained that RECOWAS is dedicated to improving rice production by implementing the system of rice intensification, a set of farming practices that increases yield while reducing water usage and inputs like fertilizer and pesticides. The ongoing project aims to improve climate resilience in rice cultivation, particularly in targeted communities. The United States-based Liberian Mr. Prince Gbagbo has donated 36 firefighting helmets to the Liberian National Fire Service to enhance its public safety capacity. The donation was made Monday, September 2, at the Liberian National Fire Service headquarters in Monrovia. Mr. Gbagbo said the helmets will enhance the safety of firefighters on the fire ground, adding that the materials will also protect officers of the LRFS from falling objects during firefighting. The donation was received by the LNFS Deputy Director for Administration and Deputy Director for Operation, Colonel Emmanuel Fard and Edwin Tisdale, respectively, on behalf of the institution. Colonel Fard thanked Mr. Gbagbo for the intervention to the Liberia National Fire Service, stating that the donation is timely and welcoming. He promised that the management team will use the donated items for the internal purpose. The LNFS acting director, via a mobile phone interview with a reporter, called on patriotic citizens in other parts of the world to give back to the country, particularly the Liberia National Fire Service. The Sataros initiative, through the Office of the President with support from the National Food Authority, has donated academic materials to public schools across the country. The Sataros initiative began the distribution of school materials to high schools in Grand Cayman County, Bombing, and Barbados days to resumption of academic activities across the country. Speaking during the donation of the items, a representative from NPA said the donation is in quest to provide and promote education for school-going kids. The group urged students to pay keen attention as a means of learning properly. If you are just tuning in, this is a reminder you are listening to a bulletin of news coming to you from Blaze FM, the radio service of Blaze Communication Network Incorporated. Tensions are rising in Bombing That's Bond County, as marketers found themselves caught in a dispute over whether to remain at the old Banga Central Market or remain to the newly constructed Sheriff Market. The situation escalated on Tuesday morning when a group of aggrieved marketers took to the streets, blocking the jaw bridge in protest. The protesters, frustrated by what they perceive as unfair treatment, demanded all vendors still operating at the old market be removed. Their anger stemmed from an incident in which Banga City Mayor Gala Vapla ordered the demolition of their tables, while others were allowed to continue selling at the old site instead of moving to the new market. In response to the protest, Bon County Police Commander Fasu Sharif and the county administrative officer Sam Elliott intervened, urging the protesters to remove the roadblock. They issued the marketers that they will contact legal authorities and members of the Bond County Legislative Caucus, including Senator Prince Moi and Representative Marvin Cole, to mediate the conflict. Commander Sheriff and Officer Elliott requested the protesters to give them 3 days to reach out to the relevant authority and address the situation. The executive director of NFU has announced active cases of mpox virus, out of which 7 suspected ones have been taken to an isolated unit as they have been clinical monitored to avoid further spread of the virus. The NFU board, in consultation with the Ministry of Health, disclosed the setting up of a national incident management system as the second step to tackle the virus. Dr. Yen at the same time urged the public not to panic, adding that the team is doing everything possible to protect the citizen in enormous challenges, including the lack of adequate gowns, rain boots, masks, gloves, ambulance, and other clinical materials that would accelerate the rapid response of the team irrespective of the target areas. Internal Affairs Minister Francis Himali has, with immediate effect, halted a bidding process being initiated by the Grand Bassa County administration regarding the sale of stockpile of iron ore near the port of Buchanan. It can be recalled on August 29, 2024, the county administration of Grand Bassa published an advertisement in which it announced the sale of an iron ore deposit left behind by Lamco JV, which operated in the area before the Liberian Civil War. A release from the Ministry of Internal Affairs issued Tuesday said Minister Himani has formally communicated with Grand Bassa County Superintendent Madam Julia Bondo regarding the decision to halt the bidding process. According to the communication addressed to the superintendent, Minister Himani directed that the bidding process will remain on hold until further notice. The chairperson of the National AIDS Commission, Dr. Cecilia Nuttall, has called for the eradication of stigma and discrimination against people living with HIV in the workplace. Speaking at the ministry agencies and commission HIV focused person coalition meeting, Dr. Nuttall emphasized the critical role of government entities in mainstreaming HIV initiative across all sectors of employment. During the meeting held with MACS Coalition, President Clarence Mobat and other distinguished members, Dr. Nuttall highlighted the importance of partnership between NAC and various government bodies. Dr. Nuttall underscored that addressing stigma and discrimination in the workplace is essential to achieving the goals set out in the National HIV and AIDS Strategic Plan for 2021 to 2026. She stressed that despite the visibility of HIV in the workplace, there remains much to be done. The 2022 STIMAC Index survey conducted by the Liberia Network of Persons Living with HIV revealed that 44.8% of people living with HIV reported being unemployed, with women facing higher rates of unemployment compared to men. Dr. Nuttall further detailed the government efforts in collaboration with the Ministry of Labor and the National Tripartite Committee, supported by the International Labour Organization, to develop a national HIV and AIDS workplace policy. The Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia, CENTAR, has raised concern over the legality and transparency of recent appointments made by President Joseph Juma Boyka to the Complaint, Appeal, and Review Panel of the Public Procurement and Concession Commission. Addressing a press conference in Monrovia on Tuesday, August 3, 2024, CENTAR Executive Director Anderson Miamen pointed out that there were important procedural gaps in the appointment process. Miamen, whose organization has long championed integrity, transparency, and accountability in Liberia, expressed disappointment in the president's recent action, but remains dedicated to aiding the government in achieving positive anti-corruption outcomes. Meanwhile, the CENTAR boss is calling on President Boyka to recall the appointment made outside the competitive process and wants the Liberian leader to adhere to the rule of law and demonstrate a genuine commitment to anti-corruption and transparency in the country. And away from Liberia, an attempt by inmates to break out of a high security prison in the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kinshasa, has led to the deaths of 109 people, the authorities say. Interior Minister Jaguman Shabina said that 24 prisoners had died of bullet wounds after warning shots were fired in the early hours of Monday morning. Most of the others died from suffocation as a result of a crash during the outbreak at Makala prison. Despite reports of mass casualties emerging on Monday, the government has initially said that only 2 people had died. 7 years ago, at least 4,000 inmates escaped from the same prison, the country's largest. On Monday, people living near the prison spoke about hearing gunshots, but attempts by journalists to reach the site were halted by police officers who have blocked access to the area. And the National Unity Platform opposition leader Yango Lai Santamu, popularly known as Bobby Wine, was shot in a leg during a confrontation with police in Kampala, leaving him seriously injured, according to his political party. The police reported that officers attempted to prevent Wine and his team from marching down the road, which led to an altercation resulting in Wine's injury. The police said on X that an investigation could be conducted to clarify the facts. Bobby Wine, who ran for president in 2021 and lost to President Yoweri Museveni, claims the election was rigged against him. Museveni government has faced accusations from opponents and human rights activists of suppressing the opposition, allegation that Museveni denies. To end this news bulletin, a recap of the major stories. The management of Quartiget Radio condemns journalist Yamfuan's alleged possession of firearms. The Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia, CENTAR, raises concern over President Joseph Boyka's recent appointments. Internal Affairs Minister Francis Himani halts a bidding process initiated by the Grand Bassa County Administration regarding the sales of stockpile of iron ore near the port of Buchanan City. And Uganda police says no evidence after opposition Bobby Wine shot. That's a Blaze News Bulletin with Menso Mendy.